Be still. Don't settle for less than God's best for you. God's best is waiting for you, and it is bigger and better than anything you could ever imagine. Yet the temptation to settle for less, to settle for what seems safe, to settle for what seems certain, comfortable, predictable, is strong. But God's calling you to a life of faith, of courage, and one of adventure. When you step out in faith and move beyond your comfort zone, you allow God to show you the limitless possibilities He has for you. Don't allow fear to keep you from stepping into the future God has for you. Don't allow fear to keep you from stepping into the fullness of your potential. Settling may feel familiar, but settling sets you up for failure. God has set a standard for you, one of excellence, purpose, and fulfillment. When you settle for less, when you settle for what seems safe and certain, you're not just settling for less than God's best for you. You're also missing out on the life He has designed for you. God has designed you for bold moves and purpose-filled living, not a life of just mere surviving. Settling can look like choosing comfort over calling, pleasure over purpose, or just staying where you are because moving into the unknown just seems a little bit too risky. But God's best is always worth it. It is always worth the wait. It is always worth your time, and it is absolutely worth the trust that you need to put in God. Life has a way of presenting to us alternatives that seem easier, quicker, more immediate. And in our microwave age, we just love instant gratification. But when we accept those alternatives, we risk missing out on the fullness of what God has prepared for us. And we limit the potential for our growth, our joy, and the fulfillment that God wants to pour into our lives. This is why we need to be still. In the stillness, God is able to remind us that His plans for us are not only good, they are perfect. In the stillness, you can take the time you need to fully embrace the fullness of God's best for you. God's best for you doesn't mean a life free of any challenges, but it does mean a life filled with purpose, direction, and divine favor. When you are connected to God's will, every single moment becomes an opportunity for transformation, elevation, and joy. Take a moment to think about these questions. In what areas of your life have you chosen comfort, certainty, and sometimes even less over God's best? What step can you take today to move towards God's best for you? And how can you strengthen your trust in God's timing and His good plans for your life? Today, lean into this. Trust that God is always working behind the scenes to bring His plans to fruition. And those plans are always more than enough. They are what's best for you. God's best for you is greater than anything that you could ever settle for on your own. Trust His timing, hold on to His promises, and step boldly into the life He has designed just for you. Be still and absolutely refuse to settle for anything less than God's best for you.